Good morning, everybody. Morgan SLV here. Hey, sorry it's taken me so long to do another video. As I told you, my son's business, smallengineadviceForDummies.com, is getting very busy. And then, of course, my business at this time, my detail business, detailing high-end vehicles, is getting busier. So what happens is I get squeezed for time, and it's just taking me a little time to adjust, besides having a darn cold. So, hey, whatever. Today's date, 3/3/2011. Gold, 1427.90. Silver, 35.49. Read my lips, 35.49. Bittersweet, right? Means the dollar's crashing, you know, against just about everything else, right? But our metals are looking good. As far as silver shortage goes, I believe that we're there, right? I believe that I do believe it when I hear David Morgan and some of the other folks talk about the fact that we've been consuming silver at a higher pace than we've been producing it, and in order for them to cover that, they've been dipping into their stockpiles, and we've been running on borrowed time, so to speak. But the hour is at hand, right? It's eventually. I love this saying: the price of silver must go up, or we must stop using silver. And I just think that's a true statement. And I don't see us stopping, using silver when you got, countries like Japan getting ready to everybody and their brother's going to have a cell phone, right? I realize not everyone over there is, but let's face it, the market's getting huge. Another thing I found out, maybe you guys could straighten me out on this. I guess China did some kind of deal with GM, and just so you guys know, according to the numbers that I've been given, GM is still the #1 car producer on the planet. But we have some kind of an exclusive agreement with China to be sending a lot of them over there, and I just wonder what we're being paid for them. I wonder what their wholesale cost is on a Chevy full-size four-wheel drive truck. If you guys have any info on that, I'd like to know a little bit more. I have friends who are in the car business, and that's what one of them told me, and so I thought that was, some information that maybe some of my viewers might know a little more about. I'm into vehicles, as you guys know, hot rods and all that. So I'm always interested to hear about vehicles, because I kept asking him, you guys will love this. I said, when are we going to see prices on vehicles, going down? I mean, given the fact that just about everything that we're buying is going up, commodities, right? Food and energy. The things that we're not buying, I wonder when I can go out and look at a brand new Chevy truck for maybe half of what they're going for right now. And he said, it's already here. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, I work at Honda, and we sold 5 cars in 1 week. Okay, this was like a lost leader deal for $59 a month for the lease. $3,000 down on a brand new 2011 Civic for $59 a month. I was shocked. He said, I'll tell you what, you want to come down and get a brand new Accord? I'll do it for $100 a month on a lease. And I just thought that was kind of interesting. The lease thing, he claims it's the only way to go. I've never ran the numbers. Maybe he's right. I don't see being upside down in 3 years because the mileage would be an advantage, but maybe it is if you factor in the whole life of the car. I'm not positive on that. As far as money goes, take a listen to this. If money is say, if you took all the cash and you imagine all the oceans of the world, right? And that represents the cash. Gold and silver would probably represent, like, maybe a gold being an Olympic-sized swimming pool and silver being a kiddie pool. And so let's think about this for a second. So if some of that ocean spills over into the Olympic-sized pool, not very much of it has to spill into there for that pool to rise, correct? And what do you think is going to happen when some of that Olympic-sized pool spills over into the kiddie pool, right? It's just going to be, it's going to explode, right? It's definitely going to breach the sides, and that's good for us, right? I mean, those of us that are holding it. And so, I remember hearing that, I don't know, it was probably 3 years ago by David Morgan, and I always like that analogy. It just kind of brings it home to me. Getting prepared. So I have here, definitely need water. You need guns and ammo. I looked into a company called Sawyer Filter, S-A-W-Y-E-R, Sawyer Filter. And they have just about every kind of filter you can think of. And then the other thing is Aquatabs, and I'm not positive on that. It seems like they're in some kind of a development stage. Don't quote me on that. Aquatabs. Excuse my voice. But anyway, guns and ammo. You need water. These filters this guy was using was coming right out of his 55-gallon drum, being filtered and going into his his potable water, the drinkable water. Anyway, so let's obviously you're gonna need some of that, right, to be prepared, right? We all know that. Let's take a look at my gun. This is one of my guns. I have, I don't know, several. And this, by far, I would have to say is my favorite handgun. It is a XD 40 cal made by Springfield Armory. And let me just tell you, it'll do the job. It'll definitely, I don't know if you can see the barrel too well, but yeah, I can almost stick my pinky in there, and I got a big pinky. And what I like about this particular gun, real quick, is yes, there's safety mechanisms in it, but here's the bottom line. Here's one of the safeties here, and here's one of the safeties here. And if you notice, when you grab the gun to fire it, right, this portion of your hand is going to lock that safety in, and your trigger finger is going to do the rest. So in the middle of the night, when I got an intruder in my house, possibly, I hope it never happens, I'm not going to have to wonder if my handgun is on safety. The other thing is, I don't know if you can see it, those are what's called night sights. And let me just tell you, buddy, they glow like you can't believe. They never need any sunlight. The sights themselves, I think they were $150 add-on for the gun. The clip comes out either way if you're left or right-handed. The rounds I'm using, I'm not going to tell you what kind they are, but I think I could kill a Hummer with them. And they're wicked. They're wicked rounds. I have a deal on getting these rounds, and I'm not going to be able to get you guys these rounds. I'm sorry, but that's one of the things that I'm doing to be prepared. And everybody I've let shoot this thing, they fall in love with it. They absolutely fall in love with it. A little bit heavier than a Glock, but I've seen too many Glocks jam. Okay, and so anyway, Springfield Armory, you're welcome. It's an XD 40 cal. I have some friends who are officers. They use the same gun. Okay, so jokes of the day. Gonna be right off the top of my head. You might be a redneck. Jokes. If your girlfriend has more hair on her back than you do, you might be a redneck. If your girlfriend can spit a larger loogie than you can, you might be a redneck. If you've ever mowed your lawn and found a car, you might be a redneck. Morgan SLV out.